Here at Double PFR, we discuss racism and the caste system in the United States of America through poetry, through art, through music, using the voices of our souls, using the strength of our ancestors to heal the fractured country we live in and die in. Here at Double PFR, all souls are welcome. All people are welcome. Welcome to discuss the racism we live in. Come on in, we'll put our arms around you, providing a safe place for you, a home to protect you, a place where you're surrounded by hope, where you're surrounded by compassion, where you're surrounded by empathy, forgiveness, and love. You're surrounded by love. So much love. I'd love for you to come in with me, to stand by me, to see what we can do to change this country, to change the people that live in this country. I welcome you to Double PFR with love, with so much love. Double PFR. Well, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you give me a hand, applause, just so I know you all can hear me? Because we're having a few technical problems. Applause, anyone? I'm pretty sure you can hear me. There we go. All right. Thank you very much. So, welcome, Coy. Hey, it's good to see you. I caught your new show, American Rooted. It was pretty good. So, thank you. And welcome, really, Charlie and Jason and my friend Stacy was there a little while ago, but she is not now. Okay. So, uh, episode 3 of the second season of Poetic People Fighting Racism is called Don't Get in This Line. But before I get into the poem that I was going to do, and there's actually 2 of them that I was going to do, I want to get into, and before I get into all of this, I want to thank Fireside for providing this platform in order for me to have this show at all. Not many places would allow this. And hello, Stefan. I am so happy you're here. So that's one thing. So I want to thank Fireside. I want to thank all of the audience members that are here now and that come into the show later because you don't have to be. Oh, there you are, Stacy. I thought you left me. So I do want to thank all of you for being here. And I view this as your part of being an everyday activist. Okay. So it is Black History Month. And I've been pretty quiet. I haven't been too vocal on I'm Right about what I'm going to be vocal about now. And that is Tyree Nichols, murdered by Black police officers. Now, myself, I don't consider them to be Black police officers. I believe that they are Black but blue. Black but blue. And they really felt it was okay to murder an innocent 27-year-old working man that was just coming home from FedEx doing his job. That's it. And calling out to his mother, doesn't that seem familiar? So my thing is, here we are again. And it's insane. We shouldn't be here again, but we are. So what has changed? I mean, just look at it. These cops knew their body cam was on. They knew video cameras were everywhere. And they did not care. They did not care. What type of human being does what they did to Tyree Nichols? It is just insane, and we should not stand for it. Here we are again. And in Black History Month, here we are again. We can't keep going on like this, people. We can't. And I am upset. I am angry at what is going on. And it seems like no matter what we do, how much we cry out, innocent, and I'm not going to just say just innocent black males, I'm going to say just innocent people are being murdered by police. And if they're not being murdered by the police, they're being murdered by people that the police see as themselves. They will protect a Caucasian murderer, or which I call the blue and white eyes, part of the blue and white eyes. They will protect that person too. It's insane, and it pains me. It pains me so much you cannot imagine. Now, I do want to hear from some of you in the audience because I have a poem that I wrote 6 years ago. 6 years ago, and I'm going to dedicate it to Tyree Nichols because it's relevant, because it's part of his story, it's part of my story, it's part of your story. These things affect all of us. And you know, I'm the man about love. I'm about loving people. I'm about us being together. I'm about us learning to love each other and put all this other crap aside. But no matter what we do, there's still hatred. You know, some people might say, oh, well, that was black on black crime, black on black crime. That was blue on black crime. Now, I would like to say that these officers were indoctrinated or brainwashed, but I read a few articles, and I really didn't want to read too much about it, but I believe some of these officers were on that task before they even became cops. They were headed that way before becoming cops. And I know that before you become a cop, you have to take a psych test. I know this. I know people that haven't passed it. I know people that have passed it and shouldn't have passed it. So please, I would like to hear from anyone that wants to come up and speak about this. And I just want to hear what your opinion is. So do we have anyone from the audience? And if not, it's okay. It's not a problem. You know, I can talk enough for all of us. So, Ari, who we have out there? I think that's
have
really Charlie.
Yep.
All right, cool. He should be coming up in a minute.
He's there.
Is he? Oh, he is there. Yeah, cool. Hello there, really Charlie. How are you this evening?
What's going on? Fine.
Oh, you know what's going on with me.
I know. It's a sad story. Initially, I heard of this story, but I didn't. It touched me. It can't touch me any harder. I mean, the death of someone is extremely extremely touching to me and hurts, because I don't want anyone to lose their lives, especially in the hands of someone else. And when I just, I don't know when they lost their way of being humane, but it definitely happened. I mean, you said it happened before they were on the police force, but I think these gentlemen, these not gentlemen, these cruel people have lost their soul while they were working within the police department, and they thought that this stuff was routine. This was a routine that they had, and no one disturbed their routine. No one taught them other than what they were already doing, and it's it's a shame because in my career on the police force, I used my nightstick only once,
Wow. That's
twice
great.
in 30 years.
Wow.
And it's a different time. I definitely couldn't be one right now. I couldn't be one during this time. The sad thing about it is, like you said, he was going to work. He was coming from work, going home. He was probably listening to his favorite music on the way home. He was probably thinking about talking to his mom, saying "I love you," saying good night. All that stuff went down the tubes.
Yeah.
Only because of these men that were all tied into this, including women. Because there
Yes.
were some other people involved. And could have saved his life. Could have stopped it.
Absolutely.
Could have jumped in. Could have took a beating just to save his life, and it
Yes.
just didn't happen. It didn't happen. And
Yes.
I mean, we can talk about this forever.
Forever. Yeah, but I just wanted to touch on this before I get into the rest of the show. And hello, Kim. Welcome to the audience. I'm glad to see your face here. And remember, this is a safe place. We are always here to present love and kindness, although I am a little upset today. Oh wow, yeah, yeah, really, Charlie, you are absolutely correct. And part of it is it's a different time. Like I said, I've been friends with a lot of officers, some which are retired, and they all say that they actually all kind of say the same thing you just said, that it's a different time.
Yes.
It's a different time. All right. Well,
You're
thank
right.
you
Thank
so
you.
much for that, really, Charlie. So tonight's show is going to be a little different. I usually only do one poem, but tonight there's going to be three. Uh, Two of them I'm going to do together. I'm going to run one right into the other one. So we'll see how that goes. Let me check with my producer, Jill. Does anybody have any messages or texts?
No messages, but you did get another audience member, Letitia.
Oh, Letitia. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Letitia's gone. She just left.
Oops.
I got my feelings hurt. I got my feelings hurt. Oh my gosh. Okay. So for those of you, oh, she's back. She's back. Hi, Letitia. Hi. Glad to see you. I thought you left us, but I'm glad you're back. And remember, this is a safe place. You can join the conversation whenever you wish, and nothing crazy is going to happen. I promise you that. Okay, and like I just said, I'm doing three poems tonight where I usually only do one. But this poem I wrote like 6 years ago, and it's called I Am, and I'm dedicating this to Tyree Nichols. And I'm not doing this one with music, although I usually do, but not this time. So here we go. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. They don't hear me when I speak with love. They don't see me when I'm happy. They don't see me at a traffic light. They don't see me for a better paying job. They don't see me as what I am. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. I do not hate. But I have been killed by many. I do not hate. When they glare at me like I killed their children and wives, I do not hate. When they treat me like a thief in the day and night, I do not hate. When they see me as a rapist of women of their skin, I do not hate. When they see themselves as more than I am. But I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. I am brother and son. I am father and grandfather. I am mother and grandmother. I am sister and daughter. I am honest and kind and hardworking. And I have love. I have love for those I know and those I don't know. Why do they still kill me? Why do they still hate me? Why do they see me as the enemy? I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. I can be highly educated and hold positions of great power. But they see me with their great-great-grandfather's eyes. They see me as worthless and shiftless. They see me as property that has run away. I am dark. I am light. I am brown. I am tan. I am you. I am me. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. The blues see me as me against them and them against me. And I am scared and they are scared. And they are the blues and I am not. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. They beat me. They tase me. They shoot me. They hang me. And hardly ever do they protect and serve me. And there's no justice when most of the blues go free. They say I broke the law. That's why they beat me. They say I didn't pick enough cotton. That's why they whipped me until my flesh was raw. I was naked and running through a store. I didn't comply. That's why I had to die. I was angry and out of my mind because Master had raped my wife and sold my children. That's why Master shot me between the eyes. They say I didn't give the right response, so they didn't seatbelt me in. They gave me a rough ride and I had to die. I didn't say, yes, sir, master. So they used a wagon and chained my ankles and dragged me until I died. I am filled with anger, but I do not hate. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. I love this country. I'm its battered child. This country has been pulling me up and beating me down from my birth to my death. Look how it protects me while it chains me to its past. They remember me as a tool, a machine, a thing they bought, and flesh they used for sex. They killed me when I learned to read. They killed me when I learned to write. They use me like the rats in their labs. They said I had the brain of a monkey and looked like one too. They suppressed my intelligence back then and now too. My lower income matches my low performing schools. But my mind is greater than the performance of my schools. It's so sad that I don't know what I haven't been given a chance to learn. The past is living in the present. They want me to forget. No. I want them to forget. No. They won't, or can't, or don't know how. Who am I? Who are you? How much are we the same? Are we really different? Are we really different? Grow up with me. Live with me. Find me in your heart. Find love with me. Find family with me. This can be us. This is what we truly are. But we're still searching because we haven't found it yet. I am lost, and so is everyone else. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. I have been killed by many. I am filled with anger, but I do not hate. Hear me when I speak with love. See me when I'm happy. See me at a traffic light. See me as what I am. I am nobody and somebody. I am something and nothing. I am here and not. I do not hate. I do not hate. And that is the end of the poem dedicated to Tyre Nichols, murdered at 27 years old by Memphis police officers. Oh, so thank you for the applause. Thank you very much. I'm going to open the floor to any comments or questions anyone might have, and don't be afraid to come up. This is a safe place, and we would love to hear what you say. I believe there's a comment. Is there a comment, Jill?
Yes, Stefan said that he'll hop on stage in a moment. He's still at work.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that is great. Woo, boy, I tell you. 7 years ago, six years ago, 6 years ago, I wrote that. 6 years ago, and it still applies to what's going on today. What's going on today? It's Black History Month, and yet here we are again. Here we are again. It's like endless. I've been on this planet for 64 years. This was happening when I was a child, and it's still happening today. And this doesn't count all the stories we don't hear about in small towns in America. They cover this stuff up so quickly, it's insane. maybe about 10 years ago, there was a young man in Alabama. I think it was Dothan, Alabama, actually. And he told his mother he was stepping out to go to the store. And, it's normal. Okay. So he went outside to get in his car. A few hours passed. His mother realized his car was still there, still parked in front of the house. So she's wondering what's going on. And maybe 5 hours later, she got a call from the police. They said they found their son, her son, and that he had hung himself in the park. In this park that was like 20 miles away, and his car was still parked in the driveway. But it's a suicide. Yeah. They're still trying to find out who killed him, who lynched him. This wasn't that long ago. This stuff is still happening. We have to do something about it. We have to speak up. We have to do whatever we can to help change this, to let them know they just can't keep killing innocent people. They can't still just keep looking at people are worth nothing. They're just other, not worth anything. It doesn't matter whether they're black, brown, Asian, Jewish. It doesn't matter. They see us all as less than. If you come from another country, you're less than. It doesn't matter. They will always find a reason to hate us. They will always find a reason to keep us down. And it's up to us to do something. Whatever little thing you can do, it doesn't matter. Whatever little thing you can do to help this situation will count. Will definitely count. So we're at the half-hour mark. And here's the thing. On the last episode I did a poem called Justified Killings. And I'm going to do that poem again because it runs right into the next poem, which is Get in Line. And again, the title of this episode is Don't Get in This Line, and you'll understand why I named the episode that. So, without waiting any much longer, I'm going to do this also. And a little clue, you'll know I'm going to do Justified Killings first, but you'll know when I get to the poem Get in Line when you hear me say, they control us and think they own us. That's where you know the next one starts. So if you all are ready, I am ready. Ready to get this done. All right, let's see if we can find that music. They kill us any way they decide because it's always justified. It's always justified to the blue and white eyes. They kill us in front of all eyes. They always say it's justified. They kill us for all eyes to see, but no one sees and no one knows. The blue and white eyes always blind their eyes by saying it's justified, it's justified, it's justified. It's justified beatings, justified shootings, justified hangings, justified drownings, justified lynchings. They're lying to themselves into this country of lies by justifying the killing of black men, women, and children, and the burning down of any prosperous town black lives live in. Through the view of the blue and white eyes, all murders and all burnings of black lives in America are always justified. They kill us and think they own us, and we don't see it and we don't know it with the struggles they put before us. They pester us like birds looking for worms, like chickens eating on feed. Every day we try to breathe American dreams. No matter where we live, they don't hear our screams. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. While we try to keep pace with American dreams, they keep us in line, they keep us in place. And we don't see it, and we don't know it. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. Through torture, through fear, through laws and intimidation. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. Through segregation, through racism and education. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. Through systemic racism, through gentrification, through classism, and America's caste system. They keep us in line, they keep us in place through death and more death and more death. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. They control us and think they own us, and we don't see it and we don't know it with the struggles they put before us. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. They will do anything to keep their power over us, to impose their power on us, to keep us in line, to keep us in place. They will do anything to pull us down, to keep us in line, to keep us in place. They will do anything to destroy us, to keep us as less than, just living and dying with systemic racism and America's caste system, to keep us in line, to keep us in place. They herd us into low-income housing. They hurt us with underperforming schools, with Karens as our teachers, teaching lessons of less than to our children, our future, our hopes, and our dreams. They trap us in systemic racism and America's caste system to keep us in line, to keep us in place. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. They control us and think they own us, and we don't see it and we don't know it with the struggles they put before us. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. And that's the end of that poem. Thank you for the applause. Whew. Wow, that really got me stirred up. Woo! Now, again, I wish to open the floor to anyone's comments or questions or anything like that. I don't know if Stefan's ready. Probably not. I would really love to hear from him. But as you all know, I can talk all by myself. And that is what I will probably do. And
Sweetheart, really, Charlie has a comment. He said he's quoting from your poem, Karens as Teachers.
yes, yes. And it's funny because I was, you know, how I will go back over a poem and the meanings of some things I said. That's one of the things I was going back to. So many of our public schools have Karens, and I hope everyone knows what a Karen is, as our teachers. I had Karens as my teachers, many, plural, when I was growing up. Like I said, I'm 64 years old, and I had Karens. And Karens would tell us, and we were a predominantly black school. We had some white students, some Italian students, some people from everywhere. But mainly, we were kind of mostly black. But our white teachers, our Caucasian teachers, would tell us that slaves were happy to be slaves, that we loved being slaves, and that we love taking care of our masters and doing their work. Who says that? Who says that to an impressionable black child?
2 people have said it to me as an adult.
Okay, Jill.
The first time I was on a Christmas tour
Yes.
and with one of my friends, and we were in his house, and he had already shown us all of his guns.
Mm-hmm.
So when he started saying that, I knew not to say anything that I
Right.
would normally say because
Mm-hmm.
I was in his house and he had weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So we got out of there as fast as we could.
That's good.
The
I'm
second
glad you did.
Yep. The second time I was in a store in our town and was being given a tour of the store,
Mm-hmm.
which they said was historical memorabilia, but everything in there was it was just racism for sale.
Mm-hmm.
So, she told me, the clerk told me, well, at least it's not, in times of slavery, although they were happy too, she said. I said,
Of
that's
course.
not true, right?
And she said,
And she moved on to something else.
oh, she probably said, how do you know? She probably said, how do you know? You weren't there.
Neither was she.
She probably said, my grandpappy told me. Y'all were happy. Oh, wow. But yeah, it's insane. I believe anyone of color in this audience has probably heard something like that from one of their teachers or someone else somewhere else. Just putting us as less than. And that's the thing about this country. It really doesn't matter what color you are, where you come from, if you are other. If you are just other, they view you in a certain way. They view you as less than. And there's different degrees of how much they view you as less than. But I will not go into that right now. And Graciela, I'm glad you're here. I'm always happy to see you. You just missed all the poems. I did 3 tonight. So when you get a chance, go back and check out the replay. But I am getting ready to go over to some of the lines in the Get in Line poem I wrote and the one I just did. So
Gracie Ellis says, yes, I'll catch up.
okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. So the first line in Get in Line was, they control us and they think they own us and we don't see it and we don't know it with the struggles they put before us. Now you see that gets into African Americans in this country are under so much pressure every day. You may not realize this, but we are. We're under so much pressure every day. Even me, where I live, and I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and I have to be careful. I have to be careful of who I'm going to have discussions with. Because if it's other than any more than, hello, how are you? You having a good day? If I give any more information than that, the likelihood that it will come back on me some type of way what I said might be twisted to other neighbors in the neighborhood. It may be this, it may be that, and I've had racial slurs hauled at me in my neighborhood, and my wife, Jill, also has racial slurs. Well, I can't even get that out. Racial slurs yelled at her as she was walking through the neighborhood. So we're under a lot of pressure all the time, all the time. So that's why we don't see everything they're doing to us because we're always under so much pressure that we don't see things. We don't see the caste system that is in place in America. We don't see it because we're worried about racism. We're worried about getting through day to day in our neighborhoods or in our jobs. And even if I didn't live in a white neighborhood, I would still be worried because the crime rate might be high where I'm living. And I got to watch my back. And then you go into, well, why is the crime rate so high in a black neighborhood? Well, let's look at the schools. Let's look what we get provided. Let's look what's in our neighborhood. Let's look at what you did to my grandparents and their parents and their parents. It didn't get this way by accident. No one wants to be poor. No one wants to be uneducated.
Charlie wrote, "You just routinely stay away."
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Charlie. You're right. Um uh wow. You hit the nail on the head, Charlie. All right. Um I I believe these next couple of lines, they pester us like birds looking for worms, like chickens eating on feed every time we try to breathe American dreams. No matter where we live, they don't hear our screams. I check this out. I have tropical fish, and I have had tropical fish since I've been a child, and I still do. And some fish are more aggressive than fish. Some fish are less aggressive than the other fish. What you want to try to do, if you're not going for a specific type of fish, is you get fish that are good for what they call a community tank, a community fish tank. It's where all the fish just get along. They just get along. But there's one fish, and it's a tiny little fish. It's like tiny, like this, and they're called tiger bobs. Now you figure, tiger bob, that's a little small fish. There's other fish in the tank that's bigger than them. So sure, they'll be okay. It'll work out. They'll be all right. But if you put some of those little tiger bobs into that tank, that little tiny fish, he will pick and he would pick and he would pick at the other fish. Even though they were bigger, he would always pick at them, pick at them, pick at them. And the other fish gets stressed because of this one tiny little fish. Now, mind you, this fish doesn't have any teeth or anything. It's just a tiny fish that moves fast. And he pesters those other fish until they die from stress. One little fish. And that's how I feel about how African Americans are treated in this country.
Charlie called those fish the chihuahua of fish.
Yes, that's how they are. They pester you. So that's how I feel because, they pester us like birds looking for worms. You ever watch a bird looking for worms? They just peck at the ground. They peck, peck, peck. Same as chickens eating on feed. They peck, 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 peck. And that's how I believe society comes at us for African Americans in this country. And it don't matter where we live, they don't hear our screams. They don't hear what we're going through. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to them. So they keep us in line. They keep us in place that way. And we're busy trying to keep pace. This is another line. We're trying to keep pace with American dreams. Now, for me, the American dream is not what it seems. It is not easy for people of color to access that American dream. We go into debt to go to college. And the reason we go into debt is because our parents are not wealthy. They're not able to save up $20,000, $30,000, or $50,000, $60,000 to send us to school. So the only option we have is to take school loans. Okay? And we're behind the 8 ball when we start. From the very beginning, we're in debt the moment we start going to college. Now, let's say we do get to where we can graduate, but we get out into the workforce and we get paid 20% less. 20% less than everyone else, than the Caucasian employees at the same place. So it's harder for us to pay off our school loans. It's a never-ending cycle. So we're chasing this American dream that's stacked against us. Just stacked against us. Again, we're behind the 8 ball. It's like business. If you start a business and you don't have any money, and you have to borrow every cent to open that business, you got a 90% chance of failure because you're already into debt before you even open the doors. There's no room to breathe. And I know I'm getting on to business, but this I can tell you. If you are a person of color and you try to get an SBA loan, you have to have dollar for dollar collateral. So if you want to borrow $500, you need $500 in equity in something. Now the problem is, okay, well you can get a loan, but the interest rate isn't low. Not at all. And then they make the payback scale so high that after you make that payment, you can't even pay your mortgage. Again, destined to fail. But then if someone is able to come up with some money, like, maybe they got $100,000 or $200,000 to help launch this business, so then their payback rate is cheaper. But African Americans don't have that kind of money. So it's just rough. That American dream, it's real hard to obtain for Black people because they keep us in line, they keep us in place while we try to keep pace with American dreams. It's all stacked against us. Now, here we go. Let's go down to this. They keep us in line, they keep us in place. They keep us in line, they keep us in place through torture, through fear, through laws and intimidation, through segregation, through racism and education. All of these things truly happen to us. So let's take Tyre Nichols. Everyone has seen him murdered in the street. Everyone has seen this. And how do you think the people in Memphis feel? They're angry? Absolutely. They're outraged? Absolutely. They're also scared. They're terrified. They don't want to get pulled over by a cop because they know they might die. It's highly likely that they'll die if they get pulled over just coming home from work. Like Mr. Nichols. Highly likely. It's probable. So that's how they keep us in line. They keep us in fear. You know, some people say, well, if you don't do anything wrong, the police won't mess with you. Tyree didn't do anything wrong. And I'm telling you, the only thing Tyree probably did wrong, and this is not wrong because you can do this in America, he was driving a Dodge Charger. And for those of you that don't know, a Dodge Charger is marked as a drug dealer's car. So if you're a black person and you own a Dodge Charger, you're going to get pulled over more than someone else. And you know, and I believe I saw the Dodge Charger in the video. It wasn't like one of the crazy fast Dodge Chargers. It was a 4-door Dodge Charger, didn't have a big engine in it. There was nothing about that car that screamed drug dealer. But it still happened to him. It still happened to him. And I am so angry because I can't hardly take it anymore. I can't hardly do it anymore. I have another lines here. They keep us in line. They keep us in place through systemic racism. We understand that. Through gentrification, through classism and America's caste system. So I'll touch on gentrification. Now, here's the deal with gentrification. The neighborhoods that are predominantly black in a city, that are within the city, the reason they're predominantly black is because the people that used to live there, the Caucasians, they decided they didn't want to live in the city anymore. So they all moved out. They all moved out to the suburbs, built big houses away from crime and all of that. And it was good. And it's hard to believe now, but property values in these cities, maybe 50 years ago went down. These houses were worth nothing. Nothing, because nobody wanted to live there. Well, the Caucasian people didn't want to live there. So it was the only place black people could live affordably. And I'm getting a 5-minute sign. That means I talked too long. And so they moved there, lived there for decades. But then with traffic and gas prices and all of that, they didn't want to live out in the suburbs anymore. Now they want to live in the city where they're close to their job and they can get there really quick. So there's predatory realtors, predatory buyers, predatory investors that come in and practically steal most of these homes. And then they rehab them, and then they're worth 5 times as much as they got them for. And a lot of these people don't even realize how much their property is worth. They just see that the house is run down thinking it's not worth anything, but it is. It's worth a lot of money. And then they have to move to the suburbs and things get even worse out there, because the city will decide where they want to give vouchers for the people that they moved out. They'll take public housing and just tear it down. Yeah, take a voucher, move out to the suburbs. Now they can't get to their job. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I'm going to stop there because I'm almost out of time. But does anyone have any questions or comments? I would love to hear it. I really would. This is a safe place. We can discuss whatever you wish. And it's quiet, but that's okay. I am really, really happy that you all came here tonight. Again, I know you don't have to. These are tough subjects that we don't want to talk about. But this is me doing my part. This is why I only have this show every other week, because it takes a lot out of me. I have a call to action, which is the same as every show just about. Be an everyday activist. Do something. Say something. Be love. Show love. Let's try to make this a better place to live. Let's try to make this a better world to live. Let's love each other. And when I say this, I mean it. I love each and every one of you in the audience. I truly do. I just want to spread love. Life would be so much easier, just so much easier. Well, the music you're hearing now is called Choral, and it's by 29 Beats. The music I played during the poems, let's see, what do we have there? We had, it was called Kidding, believe it or not. And it was by $1 beats only on BeatStar, which is cool. The next show I'm having is going to be on the 18th of this month. And I'm going to do, Is Caste in America Real? Because I haven't gotten deep into the caste system yet, and this will be the first time I do this. So that's what the next show is going to be, Is Caste in America Real? And I have someone that requested to speak. I believe it's Stefan. You going to bring him up, Jill?
He's there.
Oh, he's already there. Cool. All right, let's see. Hey there, Stefan. I'm happy to see you.
Hey, sorry, I'm literally clocking out of work right now.
Oh, well then I'm even more happy that you're here. Thank you.
I was like, let's go, people.
So what's up?
Nothing much. I'm here to sorry. Come on. There we go.
Yeah, I hear everybody's like they're clocking out and stuff. I hear it all. I think we lost Stefan. It got quiet. There he is. He's back.
Okay, can you hear
Stefan?
me?
Yeah, I hear you. We can let you go ahead and get on out of there. But did you have something specific that you wanted to say?
No, not really. Sorry.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. We're going to close out this show.
Nope.
All right. Love you. And I love all of you in the audience. I really do. Let's spread some love.
And by the way, Charlie said, great job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, really, Charlie. I appreciate it. I really do. Again, to all of you, I really do love you all. Let's spread some love. Decide who you can spread some love to and do it. So easy, so hard, but you can do it. Till next time, we will catch you, and I will catch you, and Jill will be my producer, which I want to thank also for helping me out with everything. But I'm going to jump down off the stage. Until next time,